Good morning, happy Sunday, everybody. Hello, Gino. How you doing? Having my little Gino withdrawal, so I had to make a little video here. Usually, it's just to reinforce something we've already talked about. Hello, YouTube. I hope everybody's doing well. Today, we're gonna address a couple things. Gino and I were working with rhythm changes, and we got to the place where we were putting in tritone substitution. So I wanted to slow that down and nail it down so that you can push pause, you can rewind, you can do whatever you want, and really absorb this in a way that you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my iPad screen over here so you can see it. And what we have here, I'm going to put it over here to the side. And what we have here is some voicings for 1625. Now, Gino, you already have this. If you don't, let me know. I'll send it over again. The rest of you just hit pause right now. Hit pause and copy these voicings down. While you're doing that, I'm going to maybe play through the first one, but you can get the idea of how to do any of these. So the first one, we're just going to go, hold on a second. We're going to go, let me get my iPad. We're going to go straight across this way, right here. We're going to play this right here. Okay? So the first voicing is a C69, which is this. 3, 2, 2, 3. Already, many of you are used to playing a C major 7 like this. So this sheet is rich with not only a chord progression, but it's giving you some chord voicings that you can play around with. Are they all the chord voicings? Of course not. So there's a C69. And we went down here and played this A7 sharp 5. And we played this D minor 9. And we played another sharp 5, G7 sharp 5. 1625. Now one of the things that we mess around with a little bit is, let me erase this, is a lot of you newbies saying, well, why is this chord right here a dominant chord when in diatonic harmony it should be minor? We should be playing C, 6, 9, A minor. And that's intentional in a lot of songs. So what I want you to do is try it both ways. Play the diatonic harmony, which would be C, some kind of C major, A minor, 2, we're playing a D minor 9. That 2 is a hip voicing because most people will play a D minor 7. And then a G7. But that 6th chord is dominant mostly to give tension and release, the roller coaster ride that we need. So we have a bit of rest, we have tension, we have rest, we have tension, and we have. The other thing is just to catch you YouTubers up. By the way, this is true on piano, on horns, on bass, on guitar, This is a theory lesson, really, today. Um, where in the world would I use this? Everywhere. You can use it as an intro. Say you got a singer, song's in the key of C. Singer sets the mood. Now the song comes in. You can use it as a turnaround, and it's embedded in thousands and thousands and thousands of songs. Those of you who listen to me, the 10 or 20 people who listen to me, know that my thing is learn chords, then learn chord progressions, and then finally learn songs. And then you'll recognize the chord progressions that are embedded in other words, you're learning songs that haven't even been written yet. Maybe you'll even compose your own songs. Now, if we looked down here at this line and this line and this line and this line over here, it's just different ways to play the same thing. It's just different voicings. You can go through that on your own time. Gino and I, we've already done that. So, in other words, we want choices. We don't want to have to play the song the same way all the time. So you're going to get a different flavor, but it's the same chord progression. So if you did this, now I'm playing the second line. So you can see I'm up on the high four strings and I'm playing 2 4 2 4 3 3. Now you might say, wait a minute, that's an E minor 7 chord. It certainly is. But a E minor 7 is the same as a rootless C major 9. Now if that's confusing to you, go back to some of my other videos where I explain that. The goes to the third of the chord and flip it rule. As is this. He said, well, that's an F major 7, but it's also a rootless D minor 9. Gives us just a tremendous amount of choices. So that's not the subject of today, but it's a nice review, and you can, if you pause the video and write down all these voices, you'll have a nice little arsenal of ways that you can approach these 1-6-2-5s. Okay, so if you look at the third line, they'll say C major 7, which is a kind of a plain Jane one there. Right? Now we went up here and then we played this. That's an A7 flat 9. Anytime I see flat 9, I'm thinking diminished. The other one I want to point out is way down there at the bottom. That A7 sharp 5 sharp 9, and that G7 sharp 5 sharp 9. Let me point it out over here on my iPad. There it is right there, and there it is right there. Learn those two voicings. They're just money. It's just money, 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 money. So the A7 sharp 5 would be this. G7 sharp 5 sharp 9 would be this. You can play with this one sheet here for a good while to really load yourself up with a lot of, you think we're done yet? No. So now you can take maybe this one from this column and maybe this one, and then maybe this one, and then maybe this one. And you start mixing and matching these things together. Let's just see what that would sound like. So we took the C major from the first one, first row, right? We went C. Then we went over here and played this. fourth row, and then I went here, and then I went here. So what I would suggest, and I went through this really fast because Gino and I already went through this, but what I would suggest for the rest of you is, first of all, just play it as it's written, right straight across like this, right? Get that down. And then understand what you're playing. Then you can mix and match these things till the cows come home, and now you got all kind of possibilities to apply to your song. The last thing you want to do with this sheet is find songs to play this in. And I'm going to put rhythm changes on the screen in a minute because that's what we've been working on. But that's just an example. Could be Misty, could be Autumn Leaves, could be it could be. There are thousands of songs that got this 1-6-2-5 progression in them, in the song. Or even if it's not there, you just put it there as a turnaround or an intro or etc. But what I wanted to talk about today is where Gino and I are. And that is, we're going to take this column right here, right? This column right here, and this column right here, and we're going to change it. We're going to change it to its Tritone Substitution. Now let me get my camera here so you can see what I'm doing here. Because, sorry, you couldn't. I should have done that earlier. So instead of going C6-9 to an A7, we're going to go C6-9, E flat. This time I'm playing an E flat 9. Could have played an E flat sharp 9, sharp 5. Those voices aren't written there, but where did I get that E flat? Now let me zone in on my guitar fretboard here. If that's A, if I go over one fret and down one fret, I am going to always find the tritone substitution. So A and E flat are tritones of each other. E flat to A or A to E flat. That relationship is true on the guitar. So if I wanted the tritone of G, for example, I find G, 3rd fret. I go over 1 and down 1, and I'm going to find D flat. I can substitute a tritone anytime I see a dominant chord. So I can now start doing things like C, E flat, D minor 9, D flat 9 to C. That's all it is. It really is all it is to it. Now on the guitar you can cheat a little bit because even if you don't have your tritones memorized, there's a spatial relationship that exists, as long as you're not dealing with the B string, that there's G, go over one string, down one fret, you're going to find the tritone. There's D flat. So, how you voice that tritone, you can put these same patterns that you put the regular 6 dominant chord or the 5 dominant chord. The voicings is not what I'm after today. So let's take the second line and let's see if we can play with this a little bit, and then we're going to apply it to rhythm changes. So I'm going to erase this. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to play this line right here, right? So that line is a C major 9. Now it says A7 sharp 5. But I don't want to play A7, I want to play this tritone. And it's going to be a half a step from where you're going. That's why they sound so good. There's my D minor 9. Oh, as a side, if I move my pinky over, now it's a D minor 7. But if I took my pinky from the F and moved it down a fret, now I got a D minor 9. I moved it from the F to the E. Now it says a G7 sharp 11. I'm not going to worry so much about the sharp 11 right now. You can see how that's played. But I need the tritone of G7, which is D flat. Back to 1. So what started off as regular to here turned into get the idea? Get the idea? It's not really that complicated, especially on the guitar. Now for the piano player, it's a little bit trickier because I don't have a cheat for that. You just got to know where the tritones are. But on the guitar, because of the way the guitar is laid out, the tritone is going to sit in a certain place. Okay, hopefully you have this sheet copied down because I'm going to move it off the screen. Goodbye. See you. See you, see you, see you, see you. And I'm going to move rhythm changes onto the screen. Right? So in the first line, the first go round, you'll see on my band in the box, you'll see a 1625. Except for it's no longer in C, it's in B flat. It's in here's a 1 chord. Now it says G7 sharp 5 sharp 9, which we learned how to play that. Well, here it is. Now we can play a C minor 9. Now we can play an F7 sharp 5. That's an F7 sharp 5 sharp 9. And now we went from a 1625, which is 1, 6, 2, 5. Now we went to a 3625 because 3 and 3 can substitute for 1. So we can go to a D minor, to a 6, to a 2. Let's play a regular old C minor 7. To some kind of F7. Let's play a cowboy one. So how you embellish the chords is up to you. That's up to you. I can stop worrying about that because that's off the screen. So we played a 1625, and then we played a 3625 and rhythm changes. Then we went to the 4 chord. Now right here on my sheet, it says B flat 9. Play a B flat 7. Most of the time, I'm going to put a 2 chord in front of that B flat 9, which will be some kind of F minor. So that would be this. Now that takes me to E flat, or this E flat. And then I'm going to play that E sharp 5. This time I'm going to play a C minor 9. Now I'm going to play this F7 sharp 5 sharp 9. That part Gino and I have gone through. Now we're at bar 9 right here. Bar 9 right here. And it looks totally different, doesn't it, than the first 8 bars. But it really isn't. All it is a bunch of tritone substitutions. So compare bar 9 with bar 1. So bar 1 went B flat, G7, sharp 5, sharp 9. Now let's just play bar 9. Well, we got the same B flat, right? Then we got a D flat 9, which is the tritone of G. Your choice, play a C minor, whichever way you want to play it. Up above it says it's supposed to be an F7 sharp 5 sharp 9. But we crossed that out and played it. Here's F. Now we're going to play its tritone, B9. We're going to go to the 3 chord, tritone, minor, tritone. That just gives you variety, sounds good. So let's do bar 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's do those. So we got a B flat. We're supposed to be playing G, but we put the tritone in. C minor, tritone. 3 chord, D minor, tritone. Different kind of minor. Let's do this minor. Tritone. Now we need an F minor chord. Here's one right here. Let's do an F B flat sharp 5. E flat, E diminished, and we got a B flat, B flat, F, home. That got me to bar 16. That's as far as I want to go today, because after bar 17 we get to the bridge. Bridge is easy too. All we got to do is, it's a circle bridge, D, G, C, F. That circle bridge, that F7 is what leads me back to the beginning of the song. You just back that up on a circle. That's how they came up with that bridge. So we got I like to slide. Now you're right back at the top again. Okay? So when you examine this, I got rhythm. The first 8 bars is with its diatonic dominant chords. The 6th chord is dominant and the 5 chord is dominant. Now, when you get to bar 9, that's when all the tritone substitutions come in. I'll say this, and this is going to be a relatively short video because it's me talking for 2 minutes and then you go practice for 2 hours. That's kind of the way this works, you know. You don't have to play it this way. Sometimes now you can mix and match this. So let's try it. Let's try B flat, G7 sharp 5 sharp 9. Now Now we got a C minor. Now we decide we want to throw a tritone in. D minor, 3 chord. Your choice. You can go to G or D flat. Let's do a tritone. C minor. This time we're going to do an F. You see how now I'm mixing and matching the tritones with the regular dominant chords. They have the same quality. They're both dominant. The tritone is dominant. But it is a substitution for the chord that you see on your lead sheet, or that you let's just. So you got this? You got that? You got that? Okay, get that out of the way. Out of here. Here. Okay. No available windows. Let me make sure this is working. Yep, it is. Let's just say I was playing Misty. So I go look at me E flat, right? Now I'm waiting until I see a 5 chord or a dominant chord. So that goes to a 2, 5, 1. There's a B flat minor. Now the song tells me to go to E flat 7. Just some kind of A flat major. But I don't have to do that. I go B flat minor to its tritone. Let's do a sharp 5. How did I find it? So I went B flat. There's my E flat right there. That's what I'm supposed to be playing. I went to my little relation rule and I said, oh, A and B flat are tritones. A and E flat are tritones. B flat minor. I don't want to play E flat. I'm going to play its tritone. 2. So instead of going 2, 5, 1, I went 2, flat 2, 1. They sound very similar because they share many, many notes in common, but they're distinctly different. And when you start improvising, you can pull out a whole different scale to improvise over that tritone as you did. You don't have to, but you can. So that's a quick explanation on what these tritones are all about and why I have them in the I got a rhythm sheet that we were studying over here. So once again, just by way of review, this G7 chord or any dominant chord, this F7 chord, or anytime you see a dominant chord, just look down. You're going to find the tritone that I have written in there. Now let me move this out of the way, and let me put my iPad sheet back up. I think I am. Hold on 1 second. There it is. I got too much technology going on around here. So what I would suggest that everybody do, if you're either on the piano or on your guitar or whatever it is, study this sheet right here. It's a guitar sheet, but you can find these chords on the piano if you play the piano. So let me erase some stuff. There are no tritones on this sheet, none. So the first thing you want to do is get good with no tritones, get good with regular. So make sure you can play all 5 of those variations, without too much thought. Once you have that, now you want to start doing your substitutions, and tritone substitutions are just one of many substitutions. We can do diminished substitutions, all kinds of substitutions we can do. We see a few of them here, like when we play this C major 9. That really is a substitution. In other words, I'm putting E minor in the place of C major and I called it a rootless C major 9. Once I know that, now I can put any E minor in play. Any old E minor will work. Just a different voicing of E minor, and I'm going to call it a C major 9. Same thing with the 2 chord and the 4 chord. They have a relationship to each other. So I can play a 4 chord, call it an F chord, or I can call that a D minor 9, same chord. Just rootless, there's no D in it. There's a D right there. I could play that D, but I don't have to. Once I know that, I can say, well, okay, any old F chord, any F major chord will work. This will work. Bass player's got a D. I got this. Blend that together, you have a D minor 9 sound. But that's a bit of an aside. The main thing to grab from today is look at these dominant columns here and find out where the tritones are, and then figure out how to play them. I just happen to play them as 9 chords because it's just easy. Okay, that's it for today. Short and sweet, quick, but a lot to drink in. I threw it at you kind of fast, but you take it in kind of slow. Have a fantastic Sunday, and I will talk to you soon.